Are you drowning in clutter and just don't know where to start? Man, it is a feeling we all know way too well. You're just staring at a broken refrigerator, an old mattress, or this massive mountain of yard waste and wondering, how on earth am I going to get this off my property? Well, today we are going to discover the step-by-step guide to scheduling a completely hassle-free bulk trash pickup right here in San Antonio, so you can finally reclaim your space.
Welcome to this explainer. I am seriously thrilled you're here. Today, we're essentially opening up the complete playbook for navigating the city of San Antonio's waste management system. Look, whether you're doing a huge spring cleanout, maybe you're moving, or you're just finally getting around to tackling that packed garage, understanding exactly how the city handles bulk waste and knowing what your private alternatives are is going to save you so much time, money, and honestly, a massive headache. We're going to make navigating this whole bureaucracy completely effortless.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap. We're going to cover eligibility, scheduling, preparing for pickup, follow-up, some really common mistakes to avoid, and finally, resources and alternatives. We are going to make this entire process structured, predictable, and totally manageable for you.
First up, Section 1, Eligibility and Requirements. Right, so before you go dragging anything to the curb, we really need to make sure you actually have access to the city's municipal services. So here's the baseline. The Solid Waste Management Department, the SWMD, provides just 2 free curbside brush and bulky collections per year. But here's the catch. This isn't for absolutely everyone in Bexar County. This is specifically for single-family residential households inside the city limits. So how do you know for sure if that's you? Just check your CPS energy bill. If you see a $3 environmental fee on there, boom, you are an active SWMD ratepayer and you are perfectly entitled to those 2 free pickups. Now, if you live in an apartment complex or maybe certain private gated communities, you might actually be excluded and have to use a private hauler instead.
Moving right along to Section 2, Scheduling your bulk pickup.
Let's see how this builds. Assuming you are eligible, San Antonio does things a little bit differently than some other cities, so you'll definitely want to pay close attention here. They don't use an on-demand booking system for your 2 free pickups. Instead, they use a pre-assigned rotating geographic routing system, which basically means the city tells you when they're coming. So step 1, get online. Go to the SWMD website or use the 311 SA app and use the My Collection Day tool to look up your specific address. Step 2, keep a close eye on your front door. The city's actually going to leave a physical door hanger about 7 to 10 days before your collection week even begins. But, what if you miss it or you just absolutely can't wait? Well, step 3 is you can call 311 to request an immediate out-of-cycle pickup. Just a heads up, though, a fee will definitely apply for that based on the overall size of your pile.
All right, Section 3, Preparing for Pickup Day.
Now, knowing your date is really only half the battle. How you physically arrange your items at the curb, well, that is where the city strictly enforces its rules. And this brings us to the absolute golden rule of San Antonio waste management. Never, ever mix brush with bulk. I literally cannot stress that enough. SWMD operates completely separate processing streams for these things. Organic brush, so we're talking tree limbs and leaves, goes straight to mulching facilities. Bulky items like mattresses, old furniture, or appliances, those head off to landfills or recycling centers. So if you accidentally mix a broken chair into a pile of tree branches, the crews will simply refuse to pick it up, and you're just going to be left with a huge mess and maybe even a potential citation.
Beyond just separating your piles, there are some pretty strict physical requirements you absolutely must follow. First off, your pile is limited to 8 cubic yards. To put that into perspective, that's roughly the size of 8 standard washing machines. It also has to be placed within 8 feet of the curb. And here's a big one. It must be out by 7 a.m. on the Monday of your scheduled collection week, regardless of what day the trucks actually show up. Also, make sure there are 0 obstructions, no parked cars, no low-hanging branches in the way, and absolutely no hazardous waste or construction debris anywhere in that pile.
On to Section 4, Follow-up and Verification.
So you've completely followed the rules. The pile is out there. Now what? Well, it's really vital to remember that the date on your door hanger is literally just the start of the collection week. These pickups can take up to a full week to complete as the big trucks route their way through your neighborhood. But hey, if a full week passes and your perfectly prepared pile is still just sitting there on the curb, don't panic. You can easily report a miscollection directly through the 311 SA mobile app or by simply calling customer service at 210-207-6000.
Which brings us to Section 5, Avoiding Common Costly Mistakes.
Now, municipal waste rules are notoriously bureaucratic, and breaking them in San Antonio carries a seriously heavy penalty: $2,000. No joke, that is the staggering fine you could face per day if you mix household hazardous waste like paint, motor oil, or pool chemicals, or any sort of construction and demolition debris into your bulk pile. The city is actively enforcing this, folks. So the rule of thumb: when in doubt about an item, just leave it out of the pile and take it over to a drop-off center instead.
All right, Section 6, Backup Plans and Alternatives.
Let's just be real for a second. The city's rigid twice-a-year schedule can be incredibly frustrating. Maybe you have an HOA breathing down your neck, or perhaps you're a military family dealing with a sudden PCS move out of Lackland or Fort Sam Houston, or maybe you're just knocking out a quick weekend cleanout. Sometimes, waiting months for a city pickup just isn't an option. So let's see how your alternatives stack up. The city pickup is totally free, but limited to twice a year with really strict routing. Now, if you have a truck, you can utilize the city's 4 bulky waste drop-off centers, like the ones over on Wurzbach Parkway or Culebra Road. Those are free, but you've got to haul it yourself. It's limited to 4 cubic yards, and you have to show your CPS energy bill and a photo ID. And then there are private flat-rate haulers like DropCurb, which essentially let you bypass the system entirely for a fee.
Let's actually look at DropCurb as a prime example of one of these private alternatives. Look, if you need it gone today, they offer same-day curbside pickup. Standard bulk junk items start at a flat rate of $79. If you have appliances with refrigerants, like an old fridge or window AC unit, it's a flat $109, and they handle all the certified recycling for you. What makes this such an amazing pressure relief valve is that there are no annoying in-home estimates. You literally just book online in 60 seconds, leave the stuff at the curb, and they text you a photo the minute it's gone.
Now, what if you're doing a massive renovation? Remember, construction debris is strictly forbidden by the city curbside. Well, you've got other private options for that too. You can lease a contracted roll-off dumpster from companies like Republic Services. Or, if you've got a massive trailer load of debris yourself, you can haul it over to the private TDS Starcrest transfer station. They charge a $25 entry fee plus $40 a ton, and just keep in mind, they are only open on weekdays.
Finally, Section 7, Further Resources and Final Thoughts.
I want to leave you with a quick but absolutely vital future-proofing reminder. Municipal routing schedules, facility requirements, and private hauling prices, they are always subject to change over time. So before you go dragging that heavy couch down to the curb, always verify the latest information using the city's official tools. Bookmark sanantonio.gov/SWMD, download the 311 SA app on your phone, or simply dial 311 to speak with an actual operator just to ensure absolute accuracy.
Well, there you have it. You are now fully equipped with the complete, step-by-step knowledge to navigate San Antonio's bulk waste system like an absolute pro. No more guessing, no more stressing about fines, and no more clutter. So the only question left to ask is, now that you know all the rules, what are you going to do with all that newly reclaimed space? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, happy cleaning!